Hey, 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 awesome people. I am Stacey Thomas with the Unrestricted Unlimited Talk Show. For the new viewers, why do I say unrestricted unlimited? Don't put me in a box, baby. Don't put any of my guests in a box. We have yet to see all that God has for us. And tonight, you guys know I like to smile a lot. This gentleman makes me smile. I've got superstar owner of Club Lacys worldwide urban TV network. Welcome.
Hey, good to be here.
How
Good to
are
be here.
you?
I'm well. How about you?
I'm great. I get excited because if I seem a little excited, Craig Parks, is because I really enjoy talking to people who, like myself, are not allowing people to put them in a box, people that are growing, and people that like are really doing great things. And for you, when someone mentioned your name to me, I said, hey, gotta go check him out. I gotta admit, blame it on the Gemini and me. The smile caught me first. That was gonna make me listen to your video. Okay. Even if I
Well,
didn't
thank
like
you.
what you were saying, I was gonna stay on a while to see you smile. Okay. But um
Well,
it was
good.
also like just hearing you speak. And then because I'm a curious person, I like to go and look people up, and you're very interesting. I'm going to do things a little different tonight. I normally
Okay.
like to start with who were you years ago? You're doing such amazing things. I want to know. I'm going to start with this because you might be one of those people that it takes more than two words. Start with give me four words that describe you.
Oh, driven, ambitious, passionate, and full of joy, love, and happiness. I don't know. That's
Happy.
multiple words.
Okay, okay. Have you always been like that? Is that you?
That's pretty much my personality. It's always been my personality. I've always been the type of person that wants more. Whatever it is that I'm doing, um, I want to reach the pinnacle of that and be the very best version of myself in that position, whatever that is.
Okay. It's 2021. We're only 6 days in. Craig, who are you in 2021?
Oh, I'm reborn. Um, I'm very motivated. I'm inspired. I'm healing. Um, I'm full of joy. I have a lot of joy in my heart. Oftentimes I'm doing things now because I've been through so much. I find myself just smiling for no real apparent reason, but the joy inside of me is beaming out. And then I smile at me smiling, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's just my descriptive version of what I feel.
Okay, okay. Now, the TV network,
Yes.
when was that birth? When was that idea birthed?
Okay. So it was birthed during the pandemic. Um, the beginning stages of the pandemic. Let me stop this live because it's not really making sense. But what happened? Basically, what happened is the club. I own a strip club here in Dallas. I moved the club from Las Vegas, which was there for 11 and a half years. And when I moved the club to Dallas, Texas, um, of course, after I opened in January, the pandemic hit, and they told us we had to close in March. After I did all this work and got the club open, so I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I spent a lot of money building the club out and a lot of time, which I can't get back. So I'm sitting here, the first weeks just completely decimated in my thoughts, like trying to figure out what's the next move's going to be. So my first thought was to somehow make uh, the club a virtual club. That way, the girls could still make money, and I could also, you know, monetize my time here being in so-called lockdown. So I reached out to different web designers and to do the streaming thing. It's so funny you're using StreamYard. I had so many conversations with StreamYard to try to integrate it in my website. That's a whole other story for another day. Didn't really work out so well because I was trying to monetize it as well. So in the midst of me doing this, I call it serendipity because um, you could be doing something. I believe God, the universe, will have you doing something as long as you're putting forth emotion. A way will be open to you. A new door will open to you. Excuse me. So in the midst of me doing that, an opportunity to own a network or to start your own network came. So I very so much reluctantly investigated it because I said I've got to find something that I'm good at and that I enjoy and that you know keeps my passion going. So I investigated. I got the pitch from the owners of this situation, um, and the rest is history. I started building it myself, and the people that I was trying to have build a website, they failed me. So I relied upon myself, self-taught, learned how to design my own website and to integrate it into the network. And voila, here we are, Club Lacys Worldwide. For us,
Here we
by
are,
us.
Club Lacy Worldwide. And what platforms are you on?
I'm on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, Android TV, and those are the big. Those are actually the four ways you can watch it, or you can watch it, of course, on your television. Excuse me, on your iPhone, Apple, or Android phone, respectively. Either way you wish to watch it, you can watch it. But most importantly, during lockdown, you can actually watch it on your big screen TV.
You're telling
And
me during the pandemic, you're trying to figure out something to do that you like doing, and you come up with creating your own network.
yeah, it's weird. I know it sounds. I'm saying it out loud, and I'm like, wow, how did I? But that's really what happened. Um, See, the beautiful thing about my network, um, I'm putting music videos in. I put music videos in there where I don't know if you remember the OBET. We used to be able to turn on the station and watch music videos while you clean up your favorite songs. So I've got R&B, hip hop, gospel. I've even got gospel music on there, and reggae and African music. But also, I'm able to put. I wanted to. What I'm leaving out, and I didn't mean to leave out during that time, of course, we had the George Floyd um, situation, we had the Breonna Taylors, and we had all these beatings happening. So my heart was in it. I'm like, wow, I want to build something that's for us, by us. So that also made that whole thing gel together for me. So it was like I wanted to be able to give an opportunity to entrepreneurs and entertainers. Take for example, let's say, well, in your situation, you're a book writer and you're also, I believe, in a play artist as well, and director and producer. So there's a lot of producers out there that they can do their own what do you call it, sitcoms. They can do their own talk shows. They can do their own reality TV shows. So I'm able to lease out a space in my network. Whereas if they go to the big ones, let's say they go to VH1 and ask to put on their own, let's say, reality TV show, well, you got to give them a trailer, let them watch it. And if they decide they like it, then they back it up. Well, there's a lot of talented folks that have stuff that they cannot, and they try and shop it to be on air. Well, create your own situation. Now if you have your own trailer, you can join my network. I'll air it on X day at X time weekly. And if you wish to put your own ad revenue spots in there, like someone wants to sponsor you, you can have these sponsors if it's an hour show to come on like they do on television and air it on there. So it's a great thing, and it's for us. It's for black folks. That's what it is.
It's
And then
for it.
plus the movies. I
Craig,
mean,
You're gonna have me burning your phone up. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm only kidding. Um, go
And
ahead.
then there's the Netflix effect too. I mean, I mean, I don't know about you, but I tried to find movies and stuff to watch during the pandemic because you couldn't go outside and play no more. So, um, unfortunately for us, I mean, there's movies out, but I like to watch a lot of black movies. So there was no, I mean, you might find sprinkles here and there, and you got to know what you're looking for.
Hmm.
On my network, I've got only black movies on there. So all the hot black movies, both old and new, they're on there, both from comedy all the way down to drama and action adventure. I've got music concerts on there, the Jay-Z's, the Beyonces, all these different concerts are on my station, so you can watch them and be entertained. So my quest is to make it an all around black situation for everybody.
Okay, okay. We're gonna talk about this again, but now I want to go back to I've got this guy in 2021 doing big things, creating his own network, and he's so different. Not many people fall into my category of being unrestricted, unlimited, but Craig Parks, you are unrestricted and unlimited. Seriously, let's go back, young man. Where is it all right? Can you tell us where did you grow up at?
Okay, so I was born in Peoria, Illinois, and I grew up mostly in Los Angeles, California. I then migrated due to business again to Las Vegas, Nevada. So most of my youth years were in California.
Were you in as a young man? Did Let's not start with you, your parents. Did your parents have something or someone, or what did your parents want their son to do? What were you being raised to do?
That's an interesting question, Mom. Uh, well, first of all, I'm like a lot of African American young men that I only met my biological father once, and I think I was 22. But prior to that, the influential person was my stepfather, Milton Pentecost. He's the one that taught me the importance of school and proper diction, learning to read, um, you know, gather skills that will not always make you a burger flipper, is what he used to call it. No, you don't want to be in there having to flip burgers for a living. You want to be in a nice air conditioned room, be able to type or whatever. So I took the courses as far as computers when I was a young lad. That was the first computers that came out was Apple IIe, and I still remember the computer. It's so funny. So I learned how to use the computer, and I also learned how to type. I truly know how to type. I can type probably right now about maybe 50, 60 words a minute.
Really?
So,
So you don't need a secretary?
oh, I need a secretary because I'm still
Okay,
I'm all
okay,
over the place.
okay.
So, um, Stacey, I've lived a lot of lives. Let me just let you know that because when you ask me questions like that, that takes me back to different times. Out of high school, I ended up working for Michael Jackson as his photo double and standing for the Bad album. So I did the world tour with them and did Smooth Criminal and The Way You Make It Feel. All those videos that you saw during that time, I worked on those things.
Well,
So
that's what I wanted to ask you about. Like, just leading up to the things you've done, reading your bio. So your parents, they didn't force anything on you. Who came up with the acting?
the act that came from Michael Jackson. That came from me working with him, being behind the cameras. So
But
being behind the cameras,
what made you do it? Like, did you want to be an actor?
no, initially no, absolutely not. But my mother's an entertainer. My grandmother was. My biological father played guitar. So it's in the DNA, if that makes sense. And then I just have a passion for entertaining. I really do. I mean, um, I've never done drugs in my life, but what I imagine drugs is being in front of an audience and hearing people scream and the women screaming and the adrenaline flow of being on stage and entertaining and being able to manipulate the crowd to do what you want them to do or react the way you want them to do.
Wow.
So that's been that was something that was ingrained in me. I didn't know was there. So yeah, the truth of the matter is, Club Lacys in Vegas, the strip club, I was the MC of the show. So I was able to get the audience's attention to pay attention to the entertainer that's on stage, both male exotic and female exotic, and cause them to get excited about what's on stage, and also describe it to the point where it intrigued their senses to give them money, but also pay attention to the actual craft that's going on.
Okay.
So
So
that
you
was my form of it. That was my getting my rocks off, but as far as the entertainment part, so I secretly was getting high every night we opened, and
so
there's an element I do miss that.
so how do you go from, because it's awesome. You didn't just do a little local commercial. You worked with Michael Jackson. Man, you just, you got some blessings falling on you. They started early. But how do you go from Mike dancing for Michael Jackson and then becoming an entertainer, an erotic entertainer?
Okay, so it's a long story, but shorten the length of it, I came back from Bermuda. I did a stint impersonation show in Bermuda for 6 months. Lived on the island for 6 months, and Michael had called to do. I don't know if you remember, but he had a contract with LA Gear. Remember
Okay.
the shoes?
Mm-hmm. I think
Okay, so
yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, he called. He didn't directly call me. His people called and asked me to go do the LA Gear commercial. Well, I couldn't do that because I was in contract with this hotel in Bermuda. And the way Michael worked back then was when he called, all the same people work for him. When he called, you got to drop what you're doing and go work. He's the king of pop. I couldn't do it. So when I got back to the stateside, I just didn't want to do. I didn't want to continue on doing it. I wanted to do something else. So I wanted to get. I was so small. I was like 135 pounds, and I wanted to. I was a man, so I wanted to be thick. I wanted to get thicker and get some muscle. So I got into the gym, and I had the inclination that I wanted to be a male stripper because I still got to entertain. So I'm
And you
only
were,
5'9".
and obviously you were a little energetic, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I ended up becoming a male entertainer, and I started out. I was kind of disappointed because I thought it was gonna be easier because girls always used to flirt with me. Oh, you're so fine. When can we hook up? Whatever, whatever. And I would be like, okay, well then it should spill over. But when I made the crossover to exotic entertainment, it was a bit more to it than that. You had to, um, the music that you pick, and then B, uh, the the uh, the execution of whatever it is you're trying to do, and then costume. So it didn't take me long to perfect that because I'm a fast learner. I whatever I don't know, I'm gonna bug the crap out of you to find out what it is. So I chat chatted with the other entertainers and watched what they do, and I watched the mistakes that they made, and the good things I drew out of it, and the bad things I took out of it, and I got my crap together, and I became one of the top male exotic entertainers in Los Angeles.
So you just decided one day, I'm just gonna get naked and dance.
No, I decided I wanted to get naked and dance, but more or less, I decided I wanted to entertain.
I'm only kidding.
And unfortunately, like my mother and my predecessors, they were singers. I'm not a very good singer. I can hold like I used to do some live shows as Michael, but I would have to practice, and like no ad libs, none of that stuff that people do when they sing, because I would mess it up. So that wasn't my strong point. I mean, but dancing was something I liked to do, and I was good at it. You know, and another thing, Stacey, quite honestly, I will honestly, brutally be honest and tell you, I am not the best dancer. I never was the best at any one thing that I've ever done. I just work harder than everybody else. So
I've heard people say that.
yeah, so that's the truth. I've never been the best. What made me the best or be deemed the best was because I work hard. When you're sleeping, I'm working.
Wow. We have Morgan, who's known as Mystique Sky in Virginia. She's a dancer, right?
Okay.
She did a little work for me, but that's something else. So I saw Mystique Sky dance, and Craig, I said, I'm in the wrong field. I think I want to dance, right?
Uh-huh.
And then that little person in my head said, Stacey, two things you ain't got that a dancer got: ass and rhythm. You can't dance. Craig,
Oh my God.
there that goes. But you said something about your mother. Craig, what did your mother say about telling everybody her son worked with Michael Jackson and she knows that's what you're doing? And then or did you ever tell her that you were
Oh no, I
dancing?
told her.
What did she say?
My mom is very liberal. She's always been, pretty liberal.
Okay.
The Michael Jackson thing, oh my God, she wore that. Oh my God, she wore that out. I had all the pictures I took with him or took on the set. I would send them to her, and man, they're on her Facebook page. She tells me, "Yeah, my son worked for the King of Pop," and she was very because you got to understand our family. Growing up, it was Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, and
Uh-huh.
Temptations, and you had Yal Greens or whatever. But Michael Jackson and Diana Ross were the top one. So you know my the reason one of the reasons why I so much believe in laws of attraction and manifest stuff. When I was just in high school, I said that I wanted to work for or meet Michael Jackson. That was a statement that I would make all the time. And lo and behold, I had how I got that opportunity was so weird. I just did a show, and I was in this Sherman Oaks Galleria in California, and I was shopping. I think I wanted some ice cream. So we're walking. I'm in full Michael Jackson garb. People turning around, taking pictures, and following me. And can I get an autograph? All this crazy stuff. No. So this guy comes to me. He says, hey, you look just like him. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. He says, so what's this all about? So I just did a show over in whatever. And he says, yeah, my buddy worked on Captain EO. I don't know if you remember that, the film they did in Disneyland. My buddy worked on Captain EO over at Disneyland. And, you know, uh, yeah, I said I'd like to work on me. I said it out loud to him. I said I'd like to work on meet with him. Yeah, I like to work or I like to meet and also work with him if it's possible. Well, what would you do? I said I could be a decoy. I could be a lookalike for his videos for lighting and stuff and photo double. He says, huh? You got a car, buddy? So I said, I sure do. I gave him a car. So then he says, listen, my guy Gary Dupree, he was Major Domo in the video. It's like, okay, so I'm gonna give you a number to him. Let me see if it's okay for him to call you, or you can call him. So he calls me and tells me it's okay to call Gary. I call Gary, tell him what I want to do. He says, really? Send me pictures and stuff. So I sent pictures and whatever, and he calls me back like a week later and says, hey, well, are you still interested in the job? I say, yeah, I'm still interested. So he says, well, um, I'll keep your number. Just keep calling this number. Check to see when to come in to be lit to see if they want you. But I think they will based off the pictures. So I will call. I was not trying to be a bugaboo, but I was calling. I was calling. I was calling. And they said, not yet. One day I called and the lady says, well, the position's already been filled. Sorry. So my little heart just boom. So I called Gary. I said, hey, and then this is a lesson to anyone listening to this. They ain't got to do with Michael Jackson, but I'm saying be humble and be gracious. Because I called Gary and said, hey, Gary, this is Craig Parks. I just want to tell you thank you so much for even putting my name in the hat. If there's any time I could take you out to lunch or dinner just so we can, chop it up, I would love to do that. If not, I just want to tell you thank you so much for the opportunity. And so on the phone, he was like, what? Really? okay, you're welcome. I hang up the phone. After I hung up the phone, I cried. So I went on and I had an opportunity, another tour. Somebody called for to do something in Japan. So I'm all getting my paperwork together, and I didn't sign a contract just yet. I was just about to. At 3:30 in the morning, I get a phone call. Hello, Craig, get your ass up. Go down to this place to get a security clearance, and then they're gonna tell you where to go to next. So I was like, whoa, wait. I'm incoherent because I'm just waking up. He's just no, go here, wherever. So I go to point B, point A, point B. Then I end up on the studios. The studio's called Culver City Studios. Same place they filmed Beetlejuice, by the way. So
Okay.
they put me in the white suit. That's a smooth criminal outfit. And they had me walk down on the set. This big old camera sitting there. She said, lay down on the floor. It was some scene that he was doing or whatever. So he told me to lay down there. So I hear the walkie-talkie. Okay, the director, the stand-in's ready. Come to have a look. So the guy comes in, looks in the camera. He says, yeah, perfect. Yes. So he walks out. Next thing I know, I hear the moon is walking. The moon is walking. The moon is walking. Here comes Michael Jackson. He looks in here. My heart's doing this. I'm like, oh my God.
Uh-huh.
It's actually Michael freaking Jackson.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's perfect. Have him come in tomorrow. And I came back into work 5 o'clock the next day. So that's how that happened. And that's one of my success stories. So, I mean, I've everything that I've been able to make happen has happened by power of the words and also just focusing and believing when there's really no proof that something can be. But it has to first be a thought. It has to be a thought, and then it becomes a belief, and then focus.
Have you always known that, or did it take a few things to happen, Craig?
I didn't always know it. I at first, quite frankly, I did it by accident, but I wanted, I guess it's called the Gemini in me, wanted to know why does it work, and how can I not make this an accident and make it happen on purpose? And so that's in these 53 years of walking on the earth, I'm getting to the pinnacle, being able to do that regularly now.
Speak,
So
speak it and believe it.
yeah, speak it and believe it and focus, and and not be distracted by the naysayers or the things in life that will say, hey, this ain't for you.
Wow.
You believe it, it will happen.
So you're dancing in
No,
Las
I'm not dancing.
Vegas,
No,
right?
I don't dance anymore.
What you were dancing? See,
Yes.
I'm trying to get to know Craig. I'm not
Okay.
I'm not flirting. My viewers know. I'm just curious. Trying to figure out how you got to where you are, man. So
Okay.
you're dancing in Las Vegas and you're good, right?
Yeah. Well, let me give this caveat. Before I became a male dancer, I very, 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 one more very, very reluctantly went back to dancing because I stopped and I opened a appliance store, and then the 2007 2008 market crash. So I was doing very, very well with the appliances, scratching the appliances, and no one was buying appliances anymore because they were losing their houses. So I ended up losing my houses and cars and stuff, and I was trying to figure out, well, what am I going to do? Now here I'm leasing a house in Lancaster, California at this point, trying to figure out what am I going to do, what to do. And one of my old workmates, his name is Nino Brown, told me, he said, hey, my stage name is Foreplay. Hey, Foreplay, you can dance over at the Palomino in Las Vegas. That's where we get down at. So I was like, oh, okay. So I said, all right. I went down there and made the trip down to Vegas and got down there, and it was okay. It wasn't the same as LA, but I needed to build my clientele. But the name Foreplay had already been cemented. People knew the name. I just needed to build my clientele up in Vegas, and I did that. And I did it with the intention of another dream that I had, and that was open up a coffee bar. It's called Coffee, Tea, or Me. I came up with this idea years ago, um, that I wanted to do a coffee bar that had poetry, comedy, and karaoke. And I said, I'm going to dance long enough to make that happen. Well, dancing made money, but then one weekend, I'm in Vegas and I'm feeling myself. I'm like, well, I want to see some strippers. I like big booties. I like big booties, and
Okay.
I want to see some strippers. So
Okay.
I'm asking my workmates, hey, man, where the black girls at? What club they work at? So I'm gonna take a taxi, go catch a strip club. They're like, Negro, please, ain't no black clubs out here, bruh. What you think, you in LA?
Okay.
I said, well, they gotta have this is Vegas, they gotta have one. I'm like, no. So a light went on. Bing. Now, mind you, Stacey, the crash, and I still had obligations. I have 3 children. So I'm not paying child support, and I'm feeling just horrible because I love my babies.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I need to make some more money. I got to the point where I could send a little bit of money, but I wasn't contributing like I felt I should.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, this club owner of Palomino said, hey, well, you know what? If anybody wants to throw an event, I'll give you the door if you can make my bar $900. I said, what? Bet. So I said, well, how about let me throw an event on a day that you're closed, that you're dark, in this room, Wednesday night, a big booty situation.
A big
So
booty
we're gonna call it
situation.
Urban Night.
Okay. Okay.
He said, first he said, let me think about it. And then it took a week for him to come back to me. No, never mind, 2 weeks for him to come back and say, okay, go ahead, you can do it. So I did it. I promoted it. I got out there and passed out flyers. Almost went to jail a couple times going in the casinos and hotels passing out flyers. But boy, they said, let's hear it, man. Look here, man. You got one more time. I seen this parking lot, man. One more time, man. That's your ass, Mr. Postman. So I was like, I put the flyers out, got the people in there with success. He said, what's up? I said, you want to do it again? I said, yes. Because the first thing, in his mind, okay, it worked one time. That was an anomaly.
Where did
That
you
was an
get the
anomaly.
girls from? You're down there, and there are no sisters with big booties stripping.
There
Where'd you get the
are.
girls? There
Now,
were?
here's the thing. I forgot that part of the story. Dang, Stacey. Okay, so to get girls, I could now mind you, girls come to the strip club, but they wasn't strippers. I only pulled one of my top entertainers that was coming to watch the men dance.
Okay.
The rest, my sister, my newfound sister, her name was Miss Rose. I talked to Miss Rose. Miss Rose, I said, listen, they think I'm a pimp. Can you talk to some girls and see if we can get some girls? We end up getting a hot 8 girls. Hot 8. We call them
Okay.
the hot 8. So we got the hot 8 girls to come, and they promote. They were so happy as a lark because they couldn't get in no club. They had big booties, and the strip club was like, you got too much ass, you fat.
That's right. Okay. Okay.
So we had the hot 8, and then we did one night. It worked. He said, let me do it again. Did the second night. It worked. Third night, he says, it worked. So then after the third night, he said, okay, what do you want to do? I said, I want to do it every night, every week. He said, what? I said, I want to do it every week. So he let me do it every week, and every week I created a whole new stream of income for him and myself. I was able to pay my child support. I was able to start my dream for the coffee bar. And then it grew so exponentially. We moved it from Wednesday night to Thursday night because Thursday night was a new Friday night. People don't mind going to work a little drunk or with a hangover on Friday because for Saturday and Sunday they off. So we did the Thursday night, and then we graduated to doing after hours on Fridays from 2 o'clock in the morning to 7 in the morning. That blew up. Then we didn't do it Fridays and Saturdays from 7 o'clock. So excuse me, from 2 o'clock in the morning to 7 in the morning, and we was killing the game. Was making more money than the mail review. And at that time, I had stopped dancing because it was a conflict of interest for me because I felt like first of all, I was getting older, and number two, I didn't really want to go back to dancing, Stacey. I didn't want to dance no more because I felt like I graduated, and I felt
So
like I had to go back and repeat 12th grade again. I didn't really want, I didn't want to do that. So it was a vehicle to get to that point.
so you bring this into Vegas and
Hmm.
it's good. Nobody else is doing it, right? You got the big booties, you're letting them know it's a new stuff in town and people are liking it, right?
Right.
Did anybody come behind you? Because the people that are watching and they're hearing your stories about how you're growing and what you went through, did you and you talked about manifestation. Did anybody come behind you and try to do what Craig Parks was doing?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
I had like three incarnations of strip clubs that opened up, and they didn't last. And the reason why they didn't last was because I ran mine straight lace. I didn't sell drugs. I wasn't doing prostitution. I wasn't screwing the girls. The girls were dancers, and I separated the two.
Okay.
Um, and when you run your business as a business, it treats you like a business. And I was selective. If you were a customer, you came in and you were into that gang bang stuff, which we did have some gang bangers in there, but my thought was you're not on the set anymore, and if you're a pimp, you're not working. So if
Okay.
you come into work at my club, meaning you want to fight another guy because he has on blue or whatever that is, and you tripping on another gentleman as opposed to focusing on the women, you're not
Okay.
allowed in my club. So I went 86 a lot. The first year of me doing Club Lacys, the first year and a half was cleaning house. So customers would come and you didn't have the right demeanor, and you weren't really there to be entertained, and you weren't really there for the girls. You were there for something else, to get drunk and potentially fight or cause a problem. You weren't allowed in my club.
Was
And
it
so,
was it was it hard?
oh yeah, it was hard. I had some death threats. People that wanted to take me out. Who does little nigga think he is?
So you're dealing with that, but I gotta ask you, Craig Parks. I understand you said I like what you said about business, but as a young man, when you start something like that, were you already used to seeing that in California that it didn't phase you? It wasn't hard working, having a lot of women around and not dating this one and not dating that one.
Well, no, it wasn't hard. The reason why it wasn't hard is because, first of all, I was a stripper. When you
Okay.
come from that industry, well, I might as well, we're keeping it real, right?
Yeah.
All right. As a male stripper in LA, I was what they call a man whore,
What's a
male gigolo,
what's a man whore?
a male gigolo. I got paid. I got paid. I was a man whore. I got paid to have sex sometimes.
You did that too, Craig?
Yes, indeed.
Let me. I like this. So we did a double with Michael Jackson for the new people that are just coming on. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, he has his own worldwide urban TV network for you new people. Stay tuned. So you did Michael Jackson. Then you worked over on the island. Then you were selling appliances. That's something seeing a dancer standing up there by a wash machine, but that's another story. Okay. So then you're going to tell me you opened up a coffee bar, right? Right. So then you decide to bring some big booty Judies to Las Vegas. I'm just saying they probably won't name Judy, but and you danced and then you're telling me you sold yourself.
Yeah, but the man whore part was in LA. That's what I skipped over that part. I wasn't a man whore in Vegas. I was a man whore in LA. That's when I was very young. So that that did not that was not planned. It wasn't a part of the plan. But it was, I guess, part of the plan. So coming to Vegas, I didn't want to be that person. And that's part of the reason why I didn't want to dance anymore. Not because I didn't like entertaining. I didn't want to be that person anymore. I felt um my three children came from while I was in LA being a dancer, and I fell in love with my kid's mother, and I didn't like who I was when I met her because she loved me and I loved her, but I was a man whore at the time. So when I stopped dancing, I stopped being that person with her and was committed to her. So fast forward to Vegas, I didn't want to be that person that I was a long, long time ago because I didn't like that person. First of all, that person being a man whore was very, gosh, I'm just rolling that word, man. It was lonely. It was very, very lonely, Stacey. And the reason why is because women only wanted my body and they only wanted, no true affection, no true, no true, no true getting to know who Craig is. Matter
I
of
would,
fact, it wasn't Craig. It was foreplay, and that
I
sounds
would,
tragic, right?
I would think that you wouldn't want to talk. You're telling me you wanted to talk? You wanted to have a
That's that's
conversation?
that's the flip side of it. I mean, it's not what you think it was. It really wasn't. It really, really wasn't. What the turning point was for my ex-wife and my children's mother, how I fell in love with her. One time
You
I was really, really sick. I kept getting sick. And it's because as a male dancer, before you go to work, you want to be super fresh, meaning you want your balls smelling like grapes or something. You want your whole body to smell really good.
Mhm.
So right before I go to work, I would take a shower, but in the wintertime it's cold. So your pores are open. So I caught a cold, a really bad cold. So I shut it down for a week, thought I was well, went back to work and got sick again. And this time, the second time I got sick, I got really sick. I mean, I stayed in bed for like 3 days. I could not shake this freaking cold. I got so scared. I thought, I used the protection, but I thought maybe I might have AIDS. I had an AIDS test. I didn't know what was wrong. I really didn't know what was wrong, and I didn't want anyone to see me because I was looking horrible. I looked horrible. So girls would call me and they would say, foreplay, I can bring you some, vegetable soup and try to get. They come to the door with the soup and the juice and try to jump in the bed and do it. I'm like, hey, I'm really sick. I don't. You know what I mean?
Were you
Get
a
out of here.
were you a high paid man whore?
Huh?
Were you a high paid man whore?
Yeah, I was.
Hmm. Okay. Just that.
I won't give you the number, but
I
I was
always
high paid.
say whatever you know how they say whatever you choose to do. In your case, I think I said it in my book. If you're gonna be a whore, be the best whore you can be, as long as you were getting paid, right?
So my ex, she called me and I talked to her on the phone. I said, no, I'm good. Just let me, you know what I mean? So let me just, you know what I mean? Leave me alone. Let me get better. She said, no, I really want to come take care of you, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, no, no. I kept hanging. So I stopped answering the phone. Lo and behold, that night, she comes to the door and she's banging on the door. She will not leave. So I open the door up. She says, I'm going to take care of you. And she stayed with me for 3 days, nursed
Oh,
me back to health. And I went to the doctor. Once I got a little bit better, went to the doctor and, of course, got my chest back. It was negative, whatever. And he was explaining. I told him, he said, well, what's your pattern? I was explaining about the going out. He says, Mr. Park, what you need to do is when you take your shower, at least wait an hour before you go out, let your pores close, and then go to work. So that's how that happened. And I fell in love with her because she actually gave a shit about, excuse me, actually cared
that's
about me.
okay. Oh,
And um, and I was so mad that I fell for her because that meant my money was going to stop. I had to stop doing what I was doing because my conscience wouldn't allow me to, even for the money, and she knew what I was doing. I, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it in good conscience, knowing that I have someone that really I care about and that cares about me. So I opened up a hair salon. I forgot about that. Opened up a hair salon, and I had that for 4 years. And we did the hair salon thing. She did hair out of it, and I was one of the most successful hair salon owners on Manchester and Figueroa. Foreplays Extraordinary Hair Designs. So
you
when I
just
tell you, Stacey, I've had several lives. Yeah.
so you you're interesting. I'm gonna be the one that writes your book, by the way. Okay. Fire recognizes fire. We're gonna work. But anyways, so when you
So
opened
that's
up,
why I gave you a long ass answer
that's okay.
why the girls didn't intrigue me because um although I love women.
Hmm.
I do. I mean, the essence of a woman, I love it.
Okay.
However, working with them, I'm able to separate the two because I've already sown wild oats that we don't have enough time to talk about the things I've done with, So at this point, that's why I'm able to be faithful to a woman because all right, I could be in a room with a whole bunch of female whores and not be moved
Okay. And I'm
because
glad you
I've
said,
already been there, done that.
and I'm glad you said that we're not going to talk about it all because we're going to save it for this. We're gonna,
Okay, all right.
we'll tell it. I think it's sweet. I mean, you got me smiling. I think it's sweet that you actually recognize a good woman, because most men don't get mad. They don't stop man horn until they get old and tired. But I'm glad that love hit you and you recognize that. Were you when you decided to open the club for the women? Was
When did
she
I decide to open? You said when did I decide?
When you opened the strip club in Vegas?
Yeah.
Was that hard for your woman?
Okay. At that time, I was dating somebody, but um, I'll say that she cared about me. I'll say that, but I'll say that she didn't. She was still in her party zone too. So, no, it wasn't hard because I lived in my apartment and she lived where she lived.
Okay.
So, um, I'll say this. I think that the person I was dating at the time, she probably um, thought it was just a pipe dream because it's hard for people to conceptualize anything growing beyond if it's infancy stage. And if no one gets anything out of this, I want to make this point. Nothing ever stays the same. It either grows or dies. So the kind of person that I am, if you're putting the pedal to the metal, you're gonna drive. You're gonna go forward. You're gonna keep going forward. Me, the kind of person I am, I stand up in the car. You ever see somebody driving really fast? You say, oh, he's really smashing out. You see, he's standing up in the car. Did that man just drive by me standing up in the car? Yes, that was me. That was me. I was standing up because I was trying to make this car go faster and faster to where I'm trying to go, and that's where I was. So to her, it was passe, whatever. And then we ended up breaking up, and I met another young lady. That's my last relationship, and she watched the fruits of it actually growing at that point, and then later on getting the opportunity to buy into the club because it was doing so well, and that's what ended up happening. I ended up buying into part of the Palomino, which was Lacys, hence the name Lacys, and
Okay.
we ended up doing all 4 nights a week, and every year we got bigger and bigger.
And I've got to ask before we move on. I do have to ask this because I may never ever get the chance to ask. So when you say the club, where you were looking for the big butt women, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing a strip club, are all the asses real?
No,
Okay.
but most I'll say this most I'll say until like towards the very end of closing Lacey's Vegas, most of the asses were real.
Okay.
There were women that had real asses, and every now and then you have some fake ones.
Because reality TV was just doing something to me one time, and seeing sisters in the entertainment business, I was seriously wondering where the hell was I at when they was giving out ass and rhythm. And every time they put somebody on TV, she had a big butt. And not until later, that's why I'm asking. So they all ain't real.
No, not all of them, but I would say 97% of the girls that came through, and probably higher than that, but more like 98% of the girls at Lacey's were real.
But men
And
will still enjoy it.
hmm?
Dancers, whether
Did they
they're
enjoy it?
whether the asses are real or not, it's still good for entertainment. People still enjoy it.
They do. Here's the thing about that. The girls who have natural asses, we men, we say we like natural asses. And me, this guy, I guess you could say I'm the man's man that looks at women. I even like the fake asses. Now, if you ask me, would I prefer to have a woman with a real ass or a fake ass, I'm going to take the real ass all day.
But
Now,
fake.
if I meet a woman who has a fake ass and she stimulates me here and there, then I'll take that too. So I think men want the real stuff, but if you go on Instagram right now, and I challenge anybody who wants to argue with me, look at the ones that have the fake asses, and you look at the ones that work out, that have a nice ass. The one with the fake ass gets the most likes, gets the most comments, and gets the most energy. So it's an oxymoron to think that fake asses are bad and real asses are good. It's entertainment. It's sexually stimulating. It's like you got to look at ass the same as you do breasts. Girls get breast augmentation, and I don't care if you're a breast man, and I am. I forgot to mention that I love me some titties. Woo! If she got best of both worlds, I'm in heaven. And don't let her have the menage a trois, the brain, the breast, and the booty. I'm like, whoa, boom, boom. Anyway, no, yeah. I mean, so you're gonna look, I'm gonna like them. I see some fake breasts. I love them all day. Do I like real ones? Absolutely, because the real ones feel different from the fake ones.
Okay.
But they look nice, and they're
And beauty,
titillating, and they're
and beauty,
stimulating, and they're
sexy
all
is
that.
sexy.
Yeah.
Craig Parks.
Yes.
We're gonna say something from the book. Uh, I saw in checking you out. So you left Vegas and you went to Dallas.
Mhm.
And I saw a picture. No, it was a video. I think you had your new club up.
Mhm.
And I said, that cute. I said, is that for decoration? I said, wow. And then somewhere in there, I don't know if it was you, somebody said they're gonna hang from it. I was like, oh, sexy. But you never got the chance to do anything because of the pandemic.
No, we did actually. I had some girls do some crazy stuff on that damn cube. Sometimes it had three of them there at the same time doing stuff. Um, yeah, the cube was off the chain, and um, I had the club that I got used to be King of Diamonds, Dallas.
Okay.
So they had a cube that was in there, and that's what made me want to go that route because I said, "Oh, that's another added attraction." So the cube was gone. I had one made, designed to my specifications, and had it reinforced so that no one would ever fall because they put it up there very cheaply. It actually fell, and some people got hurt on that thing. So yeah, the girls they did some things on that pole on that cube. I was like, man, they get to spinning really fast and hanging off of it. Oh man, yeah,
you
it was cool.
you're one of those people. If I could come back and be somebody, I'd be myself all over again.
You know what? When I sit back, like I always joke around, and it's somewhat of a joke, but it's real. If I died tomorrow or tonight after we finish this interview, I have lived a full freaking life, and I'm immensely blessed. No matter how many times if something goes wrong, and there's times I get in my moment, I sit back and think, I say, dang, Craig, you've done a lot of stuff. I mean, from crazy stuff like going to us doing a concert in Germany Michael doing a concert in Germany, right? And me and the band renting cars and getting on the Autobahn, even a 750 IL BMW doing 150 miles an hour to go see Prince in concert.
Really?
Crazy stuff like that. Dig that.
So you've lived.
I've lived. I'm so right now this is all gravy for me. And
Okay.
it's gravy for me, but I feel like I will be able to, my mission is to also help and bless other people too. And I want them to see that a regular dude like me from Peoria, born in Peoria, Illinois, not even Chicago, Peoria,
Not even Chicago.
Peoria,
Pure.
can manifest and make things happen. That I'm just like anybody else. Only thing is, I just work harder. That's it.
Okay. And before we even go over again, like telling everything, oh goodness. Before we go back to letting other people know how they can follow you or telling them what they can do if they think they want their gifts to be shown, where do you see Club Lacey's Worldwide Urban TV Network in 5 years? What are you speaking?
I see I see this network blowing up to the point where I can make some stars happen. Where someone else's dreams are realized. There's a producer out there. There's a talk show host out there. There's a person. There's a director. There's an actress. There's a stripper. There's a male or female stripper that wants to do their own situation. And by the way, sorry for the little commercial, but we also have male and female exotic videos on there that we feature on there, so that you can actually watch those kind of things on my network. So I'm making it well rounded. So uninhibited entertainment and both both secular and some gospel. Who knows? I may get a church that can do their show on Sundays because what BET shows church on Sundays.
You know what? You are very, you know what? What's your sign? What's your sign?
It's true though.
What's your sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Craig, no.
Yes.
Craig, I'm a Gemini.
Okay. Okay. The
That's why
Gemini thing.
that's why we connect. Okay. So now, Craig, how, excuse me, I'm dropping things. Tell us again what Club Lacey's Worldwide Urban TV Network is.
It's a platform. First of all, it's a platform where you can watch music videos, of course, both signed and unsigned. I put a section in there for unsigned artists. Um, I'll upload if you want to have your video up on the network on all those channels. You can send $20 via Cash App, and I'll put your music video up there. So music video for unsigned artists, I'll also sign, and then you have a section in there. The Netflix effect is what I affectionately call it, where we have all these black movies on there, some of the newest stuff on there, and I do get high on my own supply. I was watching Best of Enemies with Tajay Henson, Tajay P. Henson. That was such a great movie. So I'm showing that on my network, and also an opportunity for new artists, whether it be a talk show, whether it be a reality TV show, whether it be um, whatever it is you want to display for your talent, you can actually buy into it for $300 a month. I'll air your stuff on our station, and at a later date, with your own ingenuity, you can do your own ads, or later, I'll even give you a chance at the ad revenue. That's something we can talk about later. But yeah,
Okay. And the platforms again, Craig?
the platforms is Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, and uh, Android TV as well.
Okay. How do they contact you?
You can contact me on my Facebook, which is Craig Parks. My name is Craig Parks. I'm the guy with the blue suit on. I just changed my profile picture, but it's still a blue suit. Or you can contact us on Instagram, Club Lacys, at Club Lacys, and on Twitter, Big Booty Dancers, and that's how you can reach me.
Okay. And I don't have to have a big booty to do business with you, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Craig, it's been nice.
Oh, it's been fun. I had fun. I knew it was gonna be fun, but I didn't know it was gonna be this fun because you took me all down memory lane, the scenic route. I
I,
remembered stuff I forgot.
I love for people to hear about other people and hear other stories because you're blessing someone in more ways. You may think you're just blessing them by offering them a platform, but it's probably somebody like Stacey that just needs to get that affirmation. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be unrestricted, unlimited. I'm wishing you the best. If you have something that you need me to share, please, Gemini twin, send it to me. Let me know. I still don't believe that we're both Geminis, but anyways,
That's
I hope
fine.
your other side nicer than mine.
Actually, it's not. I I refrain from going to that side.
Okay. Same here.
As I got older, I think you probably the same way. We just learn to communicate and say, "Hey, let's not go there." But I
Mm-hmm.
can be deceivingly, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
have a bad side.
Yeah.
But
You,
thank you so much for
you,
having me on your
Craig,
show.
you take care.
I appreciate the outlet. This has been cathartic for me as well as fun.
Take care of yourself. And I
I
always
will.
let people know when the interviews go long, it's because you like to talk too. Have a good one, sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank you. God
Bye,
bless.
Craig. Hey, people. Thank you for watching another great interview. I am truly blessed and I'm thankful. Please follow Craig Parks. He's on Facebook under Craig Parks. Once again, Instagram, it is Club Lacy Worldwide, Urban TV Network. He's growing. Don't you guys sit there and say, I can't do it. Someone's been on here that's giving you an opportunity, okay? And as always, thank you for watching the I Am Stacey Thomas Unrestricted Unlimited Talk Show. Don't stress too much about yesterday or worry too much about tomorrow. If you do, you just might miss living today. Have a great one, everybody. Bye.